This is the first time we're trying this segment, so let us know what you think. So this one is called Two Truths and a Lie. So I have come up with three different things that could be true or not be true, and Blade has to try to figure out which one is the lie. And I have three different sections, so 9 different things I'm going to read, but three at a time. Uh, all right, and these are all anime, manga related, just like the cast is. All right, are you ready, Blade?
I am ready.
All right, so I have never watched all of Dragon Ball. So keep that in your mind. We can reread. Keep that in your mind, and then we'll go to the next one. I believe that Dragon Ball Z Broly, so like the movie ones,
Hmm.
would defeat Perfect Cell.
Okay.
And then the third one is I think Majin Buu, so like the first cute one, that
The
sticks
fat
around for
one.
Super. The fat one, yeah, when
Yeah.
you first meet him. I think Majin Buu would lose to Gotenks in the Buu saga.
So here's the thing. I can see you believing both that Gotenks would defeat Majin Buu. I can see that too. Um, I'm not sure about the Broly one. Uh, I, I'm not sure how far you've gone in Dragon Ball, the original one. So those are the two that one of those two I think is the lie. So my question is, which one would be more likely? I know you're super into Dragon Ball, but it could have been because I didn't watch Dragon Ball first. I watched Dragon Ball Z first. I'm wondering if you kind of did what I did and went
Yep.
back to Dragon Ball and just didn't watch it all or something like that because it's kind of one of those things you always know where it's going to end. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Dragon Ball. I'm gonna say that you haven't watched Dragon Ball all the way through. It's a lot. Is No, I'm gonna say the Broly
So
is a
the
lie. And the other two were the truth. That's what I mean.
All right. So I have never watched all of Dragon Ball is the truth.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm just like you explained. I started on Z, kind of like picked up the pieces of like
Because that
I'm
was the
pretty
one
sure I know
that
what the
was
story is.
around. We didn't even know about the original Dragon Ball for a while. That came in kind of like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero. We know about Yu-Gi-Oh! Not a lot of people know Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero.
Yeah, yeah. So like on Toonami, we've brought it up several times before. If you missed, I don't remember Tuesday or Thursday. If you missed the episode that was happening that week, you are being left in the dust, and you have to piece together what happened, right? So that was pretty much what happened for me. I have seen a lot of Dragon Ball. I don't think I've seen all of it because there's random characters that'll come up on my feed, and I'm like, who are you? When are you in Dragon Ball? Oh, I don't know. Okay. uh, and then you said the Broly Perfect Cell one was the lie.
Yeah, I think so.
That one is the truth. So I believe
Really?
that DBZ Broly would.
You
I
don't
think
think
Broly could take on
Goten
Perfect
would
Cell.
defeat
No,
Majin
Broly.
Buu? No, I'm talking about your lie was Goten would defeat Majin Buu, right?
I don't think Gotenks would beat Majin Buu. I think he has more
Really?
power, but I think Gotenks is too immature and showboaty, and they would get eaten or absorbed or whatever by Majin Buu. I don't think they are going to do anything like in a one-on-one fight. I don't, unless they have like Piccolo in their corner coaching them on stop goofing off, which they had to do. Also, when they were fighting a stronger Super Buu version, um, I don't think Majin Buu would lose to Gotenks.
Hmm.
I think the kids are too immature, and Majin Buu is also immature. But even Majin Vegeta couldn't finish Buu, and it's not to say Gotenks isn't stronger than Majin Buu or
Majin
Majin Vegeta
Vegeta.
at that point, but I don't think they're going to just continue to try to like capitalize on
They're
what
gonna
they are
give a
able to
big
do. I think they're going to
opening, and Majin Buu's not gonna care and just take care of it. Just
yes,
completely.
exactly.
Okay, I can see that argument. Oh, okay. That Did
Yep.
catch me. I was expecting one of the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah. This is fun. All right. So same thing here. So I got three, and then feel free to let me know. If you can't remember one because some of them are kind of longer winded. Okay. So this one is specific about Bleach. So the first arc I watched for Bleach was the Muramasa filler arc. The next one is I think the top five strongest characters are the Soul King, Yuhaba, Ichigo, Aizen, and Yamamoto. And then the last one
that's
is
not in any
I
significant order. That's just the top five, in your opinion.
just the top five. Yep. And then and the last one is I believe Aizen never achieved Bankai.
That's a good question. I'm not sure if Aizen was in Bankai. I don't think they ever said whether or not that's his Bankai or he's in Shikai state. In fact, they never clarified anything about his weapon. We just learned what his ability was. Oh.
They do talk about what at least his Shikai does. And I'll just leave it at that.
So which one is a lie? Honestly.
Yep. And I'll read them.
So I could definitely see you coming mid into a filler arc. Unfortunately, Bleach is kind of infamous for its filler arcs. I think that was one of the better filler arcs. I can see you coming into that and being like, okay, I'll keep on watching. I actually don't think that the top five, the five you mentioned are the top five most powerful. I think that's your lie.
That is my lie. Yep. So yeah, if I was to move anyone around on that list, it would be Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put Ichibei at least over Yamamoto, and maybe Oetsu, who's the guy that made the Zanpakuto. And I could go and see.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's a ton of powerful characters. You did name a lot of more powerful, but I'm thinking that can't be his top five. They're definitely more powerful people than some of those.
Yeah. Yep. Yamamoto's he's a powerhouse.
He's a powerhouse.
But he got one shot by Yuhaba. Yeah. Yeah. So the funny story with the first arc I watched for Bleach. So I was at my buddy's house. Two of them were watching Bleach. I was like playing Gears of War or something, and I was like, "Hey, what are you guys watching?" "Oh, we're watching Bleach." "What is that?" And they were watching the filler arc, right, of Muramasa, and then they were trying to explain it to me, and pretty much the description I got is, well, they're Soul Reapers, and they fight with these crazy swords. They have these crazy abilities, and then they talk to their swords. And I was so confused. Like, what do you mean they talk to their swords? Yeah, they talk to their swords, and their swords give them abilities, and then there's different fights that happen. And right now in this arc, they're fighting their swords that give them power. And I was so lost because at that point I only knew like maybe 2 anime ever, and they were not complex like that. As much as I've grown up with Dragon Ball, that was very basic to follow, right? Compared to Bleach.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You can jump into an episode in Dragon Ball and piece a lot of things together. If you jumped in the middle of Bleach, you'd be like, what?
Yes. So I finished watching that with them, and I liked it. To this day, I still like it. I'm pretty sure it's the best filler arc for Bleach, which isn't to say much because most of the other ones suck, but that one was at least fun. And then, yes, I believe Aizen never achieved his Bankai. His Shikai, him releasing his Shikai form, or transforming into a Shikai, is what kind of prompts the hypnosis. So if you've seen him do it before, you're under it no matter what. Ichigo's pretty much the only one he's never done that to. And I see it online all the time that, oh, well, for him to become a captain, he had to have Bankai.
Not necessarily.
How would they know if they're under hypnosis?
We only have Kenpachi, who never even got his Shikai. So yeah, you can become a captain without having your Bankai if your ability is strong enough to overcome them. I'm sorry, that is the
Yes,
case.
I think yes, and I think one of the this is way back in this, the Soul Society arc, right? And I think they express how you can become a captain is one, you have to achieve Bankai, and two, you have to defeat another captain, and maybe there was a third version. But that was Kenpachi's story, and so then it's just automatically believed that everyone else has a Bankai. Now, Aizen is crazy powerful in general. He's probably like top two just in spiritual pressure, if not one over Yamamoto. But Yamamoto is terrifying, right? He doesn't just need spiritual pressure to beat you. Uh, anyway, when he went through his testing to become a captain, everyone believed he had like some water ability when he did his testing. So why would we also think that he couldn't make them believe that was his Bankai at the same time? Everyone thought that was his Zanpakuto ability, period. What's to say he doesn't hypnose them all into saying the word Bankai and then reveal some water ability, right? Like, he had the spiritual pressure to back it up to make you think he would have that level of power. So I'm of the belief Aizen never achieved Bankai, and he just because for a number of reasons. On top of that, so yep, you got it right. But I wanted to give the stories why.
Fair enough. Yes. Okay, what's the
All
final
right,
three?
yeah. So, all right, I believe Solo Leveling has a better main character than Dragon Ball Super does.
Okay.
In a straight up fight, I believe that Ichigo beats Naruto. And then the last one is I thought the Netflix adaptation of One Piece was awful.
The live action One
Yeah.
Piece. Oh. Hmm. um. What was the first one again?
I believe Solo Leveling has a better main character than Dragon Ball Super does.
Well, I can full on believe that because Goku's kind of one note. So leveling has a bit more to it. So I believe that you do believe that. Um, the One Piece one is throwing me. I'm not sure how you think about the live action One Piece. That's kind of concerning me. uh, and the second one was what was that again?
In a straight up fight, I believe that Ichigo beats Naruto.
What version of each are we referring to? Like final version?
Uh, sure. End of their series, yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you believe that. But I can also see you not liking the live action, so. Could Ichigo beat Naruto? Is my question in your head. Because I know Death Battle did that already. I think the end of that was Naruto winning. But I know that was also one of the more controversial ones. Death Battle also just
Yep.
recently did another one with Ichigo, which I'm was kind of excited for. Um,
Yeah.
and I actually agree with the ending of that one.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say number three. I'm gonna say you didn't like the One Piece live action.
Nope.
It was number
It
two.
the so just to make sure, so I did like the Netflix adaptation. So let me reread it. So I thought the Netflix adaptation of One Piece was awful. That was a lie.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I said it right and that
Yeah,
was what you wanted. Okay.
yeah. I think you
Yes,
actually
that was
liked
the
it.
lie. I did like it.
Okay.
Yeah. I know they changed some stuff and some stuff got revealed pretty early on because literally like I saw all of that. I read all of that for season 1 at least.
They
Um,
changed up the story a bit in there, and I think they did a pretty good job with how they changed it, which I can understand why they changed it. I also like how
yeah,
Bucky ends up staying around a bit longer than in the manga or anime. They did a good job with him.
yeah, I liked it, and I'm excited. I don't remember when the season 2 is coming out, but I do see a lot of teases for it, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, yeah, I believe Ichigo beats Naruto. Um, and then yes, I mean, in my head, I would imagine most people's head,
Goku's really
Sung
sold.
Jinwoo is Goku sucks in Super. That's why I specifically said Super. Z is so big, I could find a lot of instances where Goku is a good main character.
But at the
Uh,
same time, there's a lot of instances where Goku isn't the main character. I think at times,
Correct.
I firmly believe that at one point, Goku was supposed to be just dead, and they were supposed to give it
Yes.
to Gohan being the main character because there's a whole arc with just him. And then for some reason, they
Yep.
brought Goku back. But even
Yep.
then, it was only
Yep.
supposed to be
I
temporary as well, and somehow he's comes back again and again. I don't know why. They should have let
Yes.
Gohan have his moment and be the main character.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Super. I'm sure this isn't. This is more of a cold take. I'm sure most people agree with it. Yeah, Goku sucks as a character in Super. All he wants to do is fight everyone. There's no real like exciting story, and they've replayed the card of everyone can come back all the time. That it's just kind of there's no stakes. Anyway, I could have
I
a
think this is a kind of a good something that I find interesting about Dragon Ball. As we talk about GT, and GT was bad, and I will not argue with that. But I think GT nailed the characters better than Super did. I think Goku had a much better arc in that one. Super just
Mhm.
kind of was like had a great story. I think that's the reason why people love it, and I can see that. I think it did have a good story, but the characters are really
I don't even
bland
know
and
about
one
that
note.
though.
Uh, it's better than GT.
I think what makes Super exciting is the introduction to angels and the gods. That there's something above it all, and that's now the new goalpost for Goku and Vegeta. There's the story of Super still is mid. Like there's no stakes other than okay, let's throw the argument. It's to get rid of all these universes. That's Goku's fault. That wouldn't have happened anyway, right? Cell is not Goku's fault. Boo is not Goku's fault. Frieza is not Goku. Like those are things they had to put down because there was a threat to the world, some other planet, the universe, whatever. Like they had to go and handle those. They weren't just going and hunting and looking for bad guys and willing to go bet several universes' lives because Goku's bored, right? Like, yeah, I could make a whole segment of me shit talking Super. The only thing that I think is fun is the fights and the
Put it in the
animation.
comment if you want us to compare Super GT and see which one's actually better.
Yeah, because I own GT, I will go rewatch it, and I will come with the
What we'll probably do is
updated info.
what we should probably do is rewatch Dragon Ball Z, which is like the peak of it, and see which one branches out better from there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah,
But that's up to you
yeah,
guys. Let us know how
I
you
could
want us to do it and everything. We're happy to talk about Dragon Ball all day and all night. So
yeah, because I think I could see it being we go by categories within like characters, the antagonist, or protagonist, antagonist, and story and world building, whatever you want to, and we could go and sit there and measure. Because I think Super gets a lot of credit because people are excited about angels and gods. Everything else is glossed over.
yeah, definitely.
uh, okay. Yeah. So I think you got 2 out of 3. Good job.
Awesome.
Let us know if you like that segment. I think that'll be that I thought I had fun.
Yep.
You kind of find out a couple truths about me, and then you're on the fence. what I don't believe or know or something.
Yep.
Yeah.